Hello and welcome to Joy News Prime with me, Carlos Kaloni, live on DSTV channel 421, GoTV 125, and on social media platforms at Joy News TV. Coming up this evening, tonight, committee formed to avert a looming power crisis races against time to come up with a roadmap to prevent the situation. More as they are expected to submit their recommendations by the close of day.
Government has been briefed in order to address the situation, because we know that it is pretty urgent. A technical committee has been set up that has representatives from all the key players in the management of Ghana's energy sector.
More as President Mahama says the new government has the personnel capable of averting doomsday. Also, Speaker of Parliament referral of the NPP caucus as quote-unquote a micro-minority stirs controversy in Parliament. We have details of the fierce resistance by the minority who say they will not take kindly to that reference. Now, confusion erupts again in the collation of the Ablikuma North constituency. Result as NDC and NPP agent nearly clash following bombshell from a presiding officer who denies authenticating result from his polling station, contradicting the EC's claim. Now, a new technical committee that has been swiftly formed to tackle a looming power crisis is racing against time to come out with a comprehensive roadmap to avert the situation. The committee, which was formed today at the instance of the Chief of Staff, Julius Debra, is expected to come up with a roadmap by the close of today on how to prevent the doomsday. Now, the move follows a warning from former Deputy Power Minister John Jinapor, who attributed the potential crisis to fuel shortages. Director of System Operations at the GridCo, Frank Ochel, has been providing details about the situation.
It runs from Nigeria and brings gas to Ghana. This, as they informed, is a critical maintenance after a certain number of hours and period of running to ensure the integrity of the pipeline. Now, this work requires that the pipeline, that the portion which sends gas to power plants in Tema will be shut down for the period. The period they need to do the maintenance is about 1 month. Now, because the gas that they supply to Tema plants in Tema is going to be shut down, it is needful that we get some liquid fuels for some of the plants in Tema to run, so that we continue to have adequate supply even during the period of the pigging. What we came to inform the government is that yes, there are some liquid fuels, but it's not enough to cover for the period of the pigging. And so efforts have to be made to get enough volumes of the liquid fuel so that that critical maintenance can go on as planned. So this is what we came to inform the government.
Now, spokesperson at the office of the President, Felix Kwachiofosu, says the new government will rise to the occasion to avert the looming power crisis.
Has been briefed in order to address the situation, because we know that it is pretty urgent. A technical committee has been set up that has representatives from all the key players in the management of Ghana's energy sector, and they have up until the close of day today to put before government a roadmap on what exactly needs to be done and how it can be done. So you can rest assured that government is taking the matter seriously and will do what has to be done in order to avert any difficulty for the people of Ghana. It needs to be stressed that the pigging exercise, or if you like, the maintenance exercise on the pipeline, should have been carried out in October of last year. Government then, the MPP government, requested that they shift it to January 20th in order that they will have sufficient time to procure the alternative fuels, that is the liquid oils, to power the thermal plants within the period that gas will not be available. At least in about 2 national security briefings that the then president-elect held with the present government, he asked about the status of the procurement of oils, and he was given firm assurance by the then government that they had put mechanisms in place to resolve the situation, that there will not be the difficulty that we are talking about today. It does appear that that promise was not kept, and therefore the responsibility has shifted to the present government. But President Mahama is alive to the task, and adequate responses will be fashioned to address this particular concern.
Now, it was President John Dramani Mahama's first day at work, and he raised concerns about the situation. But he says the new government has the personnel to deal with the situation.
For Ghana, this has been the ninth election that we have gone through successfully. There's always been anxiety anytime we're going into elections, about election disputes and all that. But as I've always said, Ghana comes through when it matters most, and we've done that successfully. The transition has taken place. It's been smooth, it's been cordial, but there are a few surprises that have come up in respect of the energy sector, in respect of, some aspects of government's decisions and things over the last several years. But I think that Ghana has the human resources to be able to deal with the situation and turn things around as quickly as possible. I use the word, we need a reset. We need to reset this country and put it back on track in terms of economic stability, in terms of governance, and to be able to create jobs for young people, empower women, and also eliminate poverty. So these are some of the priority things we have. And to be able to do this, we must increase investment, we must open Ghana for business again, like I said, and create an atmosphere where people see Ghana as a favored destination for doing business. We used to top on the ease of doing business on the World Bank charts for many years. Unfortunately, we have slid back a bit. I know you've changed the criteria for the ease of doing business, but I think that whatever the criteria is, we must work to make sure that Ghana becomes the favored place for investment. I mean, when I was president the last time, we had easily attracted about $3.3 billion in foreign direct investment every year consistently for the 4 years that I was in office. In the last year, Ghana barely managed a little over $1 billion in foreign direct investment. So it shows exactly what the situation is with the crisis we're going through in the economy. We want to work with the World Bank to turn things around as quickly as possible. The World Bank has been a very good partner, and we work together on many projects. And indeed, in this period of crisis, I think that the World Bank has been one true partner in helping to stabilize things, and we want to continue to work with you to do that. I want to thank Robert and Michelle for, I mean, they're very good friends, and they have gone over and above to, talk with us and let us know what the projects are. Even before the election, they had the generosity to meet with us and walk us through some of the programs that they currently are implementing, so that in the event that we won, we could understand what the previous government had negotiated already. And so we've had several discussions with them, and so we have quite an idea, what the cooperation between the World Bank and Ghana is currently.
Now, away from the presidency, agents of both NDC and NPP nearly came to blows at the ongoing collation of the Ablekuma North constituency result. On Monday, the Electoral Commission, the EC, once again suspended the process, having authenticated result for 13 of the 20 outstanding polling stations. However, just before collation resumed this afternoon, the presiding member for Buzia Junction RC Church polling station, Nathaniel Avume, stated he did not confirm the figures attributed to his polling station, contrary to EC's announcement. We'll hear from him shortly, but first, listen to the NDC constituency organizer for the Ablekuma North, Musa Kalabi, who initially raised the concern.
Some of the POs, when they met the returning officer, they told the returning officer they can't confirm the figures on the scan pink sheet of MPP. The returning officer of Ablekuma North, Mr. Obin, came in front of you, the media, and told you all the 13 POs that they brought here confirmed the figures on the pink sheets. I am now going to introduce or bring in a PO who came in the last time and said he did not confirm the figures on the pink sheets. I repeat, I'm bringing in a PO now who will confirm that when he was called to the table by the returning officer, he confirmed to him that he cannot vouch with the figures on the scanned pink sheets. Ladies and gentlemen, today I want you to know, between me, the organizer of NDC, Ablikumanov, and the returning officer of Ablikumanov, Mr. Obin, who is lying.
Now, my colleague James Aveji is currently at the Collation Center and joins us live with more. James, you have been speaking with this presiding officer in question. What more has he been saying?
Well, Carlos, as far as the presiding officer Nathaniel is concerned, after looking at the pink sheet in question, he realized that the handwritings on the pink sheet are not his. And so, as far as he's concerned, he did not authenticate or confirm the authentication of that particular pink sheet, contrary to what the EC announced on Monday, that 13 of them have been confirmed. So as far as he's concerned, only 12 would have been confirmed.
Right. So I believe we can take a look at that video where he's been speaking to you.
I was called last Sunday to come to the EC office. We got here on Monday morning. Then I was given a pink sheet to confirm the figures on it. So I confirmed to the returning officer. The name was my name, the signature was mine, but the figures on it and the writings wasn't mine. So he probed, he asked further questions, which I answered him accordingly. But before we concluded, I told him that particular pink sheet in front of me wasn't my document. Then he said I could leave. So after we left, then we are here today to clarify that some of the pink sheets, especially mine, for Roman Catholic Church, Buzia Junction, Odoko, the PO, Nathaniel, didn't confirm the pink sheet to the returning officer on that Monday when we got here.
Now, James, what is the position of the MPP on the NDC's allegations?
Well, the NPP said they are not bothered by these positions taken by the NDC. In fact, the NDC also raised objection to some of the verifications that have been done today. As far as the NPP is concerned, the Director of Elections, Evans Nimako, is concerned, all of these are tactics by the NDC to actually disrupt the process. But they trust that the EC will continue to do the right thing to declare their candidate winner.
Officer, after authenticating the scanned pink sheet, we asked him to sign to confirm or otherwise. When he was signing, his signature and that of what was on the pink sheet were two different signatures. And we raised the alarm. The returning officer says he's in charge, so nobody can question him. They are using their memory. So after memory, EC now says you only use your memory to authenticate pink sheets. All this while, EC said they do not have any pink sheets. So if your PO has pink sheet, who has pink sheet? Isn't it the EC? So why is it that today, all their POs, almost all the 5 that came, brought in pink sheets? So why has EC all this while saying they don't have pink sheets?
Right, James. So what is happening now at the Collation Center?
Well, the process has been suspended again, and the sound you heard there again from Musa is what exactly led to the chaos where one of the presiding officers who was brought to authenticate after he said what he has seen is what he wrote at the polling station, he was asked to sign under the confirmation. And so when he put down his signature, the NDC said they realized that the signature that he just signed was different from what was on the pink sheet. And so it was not the case that what he's been showed is what he wrote at the polling station, which led to the chaos. They seized his confirmation sheet and attempted to tear it, leading to the chaos between the two parties. But as we speak, the process has been suspended. They've been able to authenticate only 4 out of the 7 outstanding, and so 3 more are outstanding. Some of the presiding officers say they will not come to do the authentication. And so it is unclear when next the EC would converge all of us to do the rest of the 3 polling stations. But as we speak now, for the 6th time, the coalition process has been suspended, Carlos.
All right, thank you so much. James Savage is here with us in the Joy News Room. And you're still watching Joy News Prime with me, Carlos Caloni. We'll take a short break. We'll return with more. Please stay. Welcome back, and thank you so much for staying with us. Now let's take you to Parliament, because there was controversy in the House when Speaker of Parliament Alban Bagbin referred to the MPP caucus as micro-minority. The term was first used by the NDC national chairman following the NPP losing several seats in the 2024 election. The caucus currently has 88 seats. Parliamentary Affairs correspondent Kweku Asante report from Parliament.
There was controversy when Alban Bagbin, the Speaker of Parliament, referred the NPP minority as the micro-minority in Parliament.
But let it be known by all of you that it's part of the duty of the Speaker to protect the micro-minority.
Alexander Afenyo-Markin and his MPP group will not take kindly to that, and were on their feet. Minority Leader Alexander Afenyo-Markin protested and said his side will not take kindly to anybody referring to them as a micro-minority. He went on to claim that the NDC had been conspiring against Alban Bagbin's re-election as Speaker of Parliament.
The minority caucus hereby protests. Mr. Speaker, we protest the description given to us by Mr. Speaker. We find this unacceptable. Mr. Speaker, we seconded, the minority seconded your proposal and the motion for your election. Mr. Speaker, when the so-called majority was even conspiring against you, we protested. We stopped them from that conspiracy.
The minority leader, on behalf of the minority caucus, has objected to my describing their caucus as micro-minority caucus, and that this is a term that is unknown to the rules of the House. He is totally right. Suggestion is to the fact that it should not be formally so recognized by the records of Parliament. I agree with you. And so it should not be used by the Speaker, but it can be used by the leaders.
But the Majority Chief Whip, Kwame Governance Agboja, indeed did also not take kindly to that allegation that they had conspired against the Speaker.
Mr. Speaker, and order says that, and I read, a member shall not use offensive, abusive, insulting, blasphemous, or unbecoming words on a member or any other person, or B, impugn improper motives. Please. Other person, Mr. Speaker, my colleague suggested that the majority was conspiring against you, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, I have it on record when the minority leader at political functions was describing you in words that can never be used on this floor, and said, Mr. Speaker, that the greatest injustice to Parliament was to elect you as Mr. Speaker. You said that on political platform. Today, a 10-quote minority leader is now pretending he loves you more than the people who actually you belong to. Mr. Speaker, hold on, Mr. Speaker. He described us as the so-called majority. Look at you this way and look at this. Is this a so-called majority? Do you describe this as a so-called majority? This is a proper majority.
This led to some back and forth in the chamber.
This is the first time President-elect has to issue a statement, more or less whipping you to nominate the President, to nominate Speaker for the position of speakership. Why? And that's very revealing. It was because there were things happening at your backyard, and the President-elect picked the due intelligence. We are still aware that in this House, when we were electing you, they commandeered armed military men into this chamber in violation of the principles of democratic governance. They attacked the Speaker. They attacked. Look, I'll be heard anyway. Mr. Speaker, it was an attack. It was an attack on the sanctity. Look, I will make that point anyway. Mr. Speaker, it was an attack on the sanctity of Parliament.
This has set the stage for many more controversial moments in Parliament, where the NPP really hard bent on ensuring that despite having a very small number, 88, they will not allow anyone to take them for granted, and they will always insist that their voices be heard on the floor. Reporting for Joy News, Kweku Asante, Parliament House, Accra.
Away from Parliament, it's reopening day for basic schools across the country. But at the Kwashiman cluster of schools here in Accra, in the Ablikman North constituency, excitement turned to disappointment. Learners eager to resume classes were sent home instead. The reason? The school building, partially damaged in last month's fire, remains sealed off as a crime scene. My colleague Jacqueline Ansoma Yebua was at the school to capture the mood on this unexpected turn of events.
By 10:30 a.m. on reopening day, the scene at the Kwashiman cluster of schools was far from typical. Instead of settling into classrooms, learners were scattered, some loitering around the schoolyard, others standing under the blazing sun, waiting in vain for answers. For all of them, the day ended the same way, being sent home.
I'm here with some students to find out more. Now, I see you with your backpack. Where are you going?
Please, I'm going home.
Why?
Please, because our school got burnt, so they told us to come to school over here. But today they said we'll close early, so that tomorrow they'll come and arrange how we'll go to school every day, because they said we'll run shifts.
This is 10. I presume you're supposed to be in class by now, but why?
Please, we are going home because they sacked us. They said tomorrow we should come. Then they'll arrange us. Yes.
And how is that arrangement going to be like?
The CISO said 6 to 12. Like some will come 6 to 12 and the others will come 12 to 3. Oh, okay. Like then that way.
Which form are you in?
Please, Form 2.
Form 2. And when you came to school, what did you find out from your teachers?
So when we came, since we already know that the school is bent, this place was restricted. So we were taken to the senior block behind me. So we had morning lessons. Then later we were informed that we will be running shift.
Personally, are you affected by this in any way, considering the shift that your teachers are talking about? Because under normal circumstance, this would have been your school block. This is where you come for classes, but then it's closed, and now you have to use a different place where you run shift. Are you affected by this in any way?
Yeah, we are little affected because the time we used to learn, it has been decreased since we need to run shift with other classes.
The sight of confused students heading home was a heartbreaking one for many parents who had hoped the reopening would signal a return to stability.
He said the school has been burned down, so they said they should go home. I don't know the arrangement that will follow. That is why I follow up to see how the arrangement will be going. If I can take him to somewhere, then I should.
Want to take him to somewhere?
No, I don't know, because he said the school is burned. They said they should come home. I don't know the arrangement that will follow. So I should come and make the inquiries and see whether they will get some place for them or they should go and search for school somewhere. Then earlier the better.
Public Relations Officer of the Ablekuma North Directorate of Education, Michael Austin Kublenu, says they are taking urgent measures, including reverting to the outlawed shift system to accommodate the learners in the interim.
Initially, we engaged the head teachers and we are trying to engage all stakeholders to see the way forward so that at least we can have our learners back to school to have teaching and learning. And so, as part of our engagement, we realized that since we cannot have access to the classrooms over there, there should be some alternative. We have some classrooms outside. And then we are also trying to engage the security agency, the police who are currently occupying the place, to cordon off the Millennium Block so that the rest of the classrooms over there, we can have access to them and use them to run a shift system. At least teaching and learning must continue. So we are trying to put our reports together to the region and then to headquarters as well of the Ghana Education Service. We are in touch with the Municipal Assembly.
And these are the measures that he's laid out to us, that there's a likelihood that there's going to be a shift system. In the meantime, while they await the official reports from the Ghana Police Service on the state of the building and what happens. Reporting for Joy News, I'm Jacqueline Ansama Yaboa.
Now moving on, the Ghana Union of Traders Association, GOTA, has urged the government to reconsider its campaign pledge to abolish the electronic transaction levy known as e-levy. During their campaign, John Dramani Mahama and the NDC committed to scrapping the e-levy as part of their 120-day social contract with Ghanaians. However, GOTA President Dr. Joseph Obeng has urged the government to retain the levy as a crucial funding source for key initiatives such as the establishment of the Women's Bank. Mr. Obeng spoke on News Desk.
We have to do everything to get people the credit that they need, because if you go in business, then you need a patient capital, you need a subsidized capital where you can also use it to venture a new business or even improve on your existing businesses. And so this one is very important. That's why the Women's Bank is very necessary, but it's also necessary that we think through the whole spectrum of the SME businesses, so that the entirety of the SME will be will have the finance, they have access to credit at affordable pricing. In this regard, one will ask how the government is going to get the resources to regenerate wealth for us, to give us this credit that we are talking about. I would suggest that if it is possible, government should not abolish the e-levy, and so we can use the proceeds from the e-levy to regenerate this wealth that I'm talking about, to grant access, to give access to the SME and the women, and that the president is so concerned about.
Now, still on taxes, despite promises made to scrap certain taxes, President John Dramani Mahama, during his inauguration yesterday, assured the business community of his administration's commitment to rationalize and streamline tax policies to create a business-friendly environment.
To the business leaders and entrepreneurs, I invite you to support this new model and join me in shaping a business environment where creativity thrives, and where the fruits of your investments contribute to the collective welfare of our nation. Your role in driving our economy forward cannot be overstated. Your innovation and dedication will be a backbone of our success story. And I pledge to you that we would look at the tax regime and rationalize them so that they are more transparent and fair. Members of the business community, I assure you, Ghana is open for business again.
Now let's take you up now, because Supreme Court Justice Emmanuel Yoni Kulende has raised the alarm over rampant tramadol abuse in Upper West region, particularly in Jirapa municipality. Citing recent statistics, he revealed that 80% of reported cases in the area involved tramadol abuse and urged residents to stop misusing the drug. Justice Kulende made these remarks at the annual Dafiama Busi Isa District Student Union meeting in Dafiama. Joy News' Upper West regional correspondent Rafiq Salam report from Dafiama.
Justice Emmanuel Yoni Kulende's admonishment to members of the Dafiama Bure Isa District Students Union, Dabisu National, hinged mainly on three issues which he prefers to call red lights. First was the use of narcotics, which he expressed worry over, using recent statistics from the Jirapa municipality, where there is a high prevalence percentage of the abuse of tramadol in the area. Justice Yoni Kulende scolded them to stay away from tramadol and other abusive substances that can destroy their life.
When you see or hear of tramadol, don't run, don't walk, flee if you can fly. The moment you start touching tramadol and putting it in your mouth, you are gone. And don't think this is a joke, huh? There's a research that was done recently in the Jirapa area, and sad, and it's very painful to think that this is my small region and my district where I come from. My sister, who I come after, married in Jirapa and has has children there. They did a survey there. Do you know that 78.5 or 9% of the respondents use tramadol?
Next was the use of social media, which he said was a double-edged sword, which he will want them to embrace the good side of it.
So the phone is a very powerful tool and social media is very useful. However, this same phone that is a powerful tool that can help your learning is also a very dangerous thing you are holding.
Member of Parliament for Dafiama Bure Isa, Dr. Sebastian Sandari, on his part, urged the students to take their studies seriously, which in the future will catapult them to achieve their dreams.
Learn very hard, and you can become the professional that you want to be in the future. There's no magic. You have all that you need to learn hard, to be the lawyer, the accountant, the doctor, the nurse, the teacher, name them. So please, learn very hard and you get to your dream.
President of the Dabisu National, Gilbert Kapala, called on the DBR District Assembly to integrate the activities of the union into the plans of the Assembly to enable them have a voice. Reporting for Joy News, Rafiq Salam, Dafiama.
Now, Kwame Nkrumah University of Science and Technology and Amira Global, an independent global mining research organization, have concluded partnership to promote sustainable mining. The memorandum of agreement signed aims to maximize mining benefit, trade, and enhancing research for efficient and sustainable mining operations. The agreement sets the stage for the creation of a virtual Pan-African Decarbonization Institute and established the Amira Africa Center of Excellence at the KNUST campus to foster innovation. Here's a report by my colleague Clinton Yeboah.
The noticeable outdated technology knowledge in the mining landscape traces to a seeming disconnect between academic research and industry needs. These setbacks impact the Ghana mining industry's gains, environmental management, and human capital development. Amira Global and Kwame Nkrumah University of Science and Technology has signed a memorandum of agreement to advance transfer of knowledge and technologies to improve the mining industry. The agreement leads to the establishment of a mining technology hub, the Amira African Center of Excellence at the KNUST campus. Vice President Minerals Processing, Amira Global and Head of Amira Africa, Anthony Anyamadu, says the hub will provide a platform for mining technology and advancing of hands-on research experience.
If you own the knowledge today, you will own the business tomorrow. A place like this, or UMAT or CSI, they will do the research, but many times because of the setup, it will be theoretical, fundamental research, very important. But there is another part to this. There's a place where you have to do practical testing, simulation, competence-based, that augments the good work that is being done here.
Emeritus Professor Francis Mumadi, who led the KNUST entourage, says the initiative has the possibility to allow Ghanaian miners to own processing plants. The Vice Chancellor of KNUST, Professor Rita Akosia-Dixon, assures of the university's commitment to deliver on the mandate to sustainable mining practices through its involvement in the Virtual Pan-African Decarbonization Institute and Amira African Center of Excellence.
So we have no choice but to deliver. An assurance to you as a university is that we will really, really walk and work with you on this journey. So that at the end of the day, when we have all been able to get that skillfully trained person, we are confident that he or she will not get it wrong. When we do that, then we are sure that we have ticked that box of competency when it comes to training of the people who must lead industry, the industrial captains.
For Joy News, my name is Clinton Yabua.
You're still watching Joy News. We'll take a short break. We'll return with more. Please. It's time for Showbiz and Becky Beggs.
Hello to you. Happy New Year, Carlos.
Yeah.
Good to see you.
Good to see you. This is the first time we're meeting actually on set, 2025, right? Oh, wow.
And I'm so glad that you're here with us. And I'm also so glad that everybody else is here with us here on Joy News and Joy Prime. We are grateful. The perfect God, speaking about the perfect God, Dinah Hamilton is about releasing a new song for 2024. She titles it The Perfect God, and she's been explaining to us exactly what the perfect God is about and the inspiration behind the perfect God, which will be premiering tomorrow right here. So we cannot wait for that particular track tomorrow on the 9th of January, Dinah Hamilton. We're expecting, I don't know, you know what she's capable of.
Of course.
So we're all expectant of how Perfect God will turn out tomorrow. But Shatta Wale took us all off bed very early this morning. I had to wake up 4 a.m. just to meet him at the airport.
Okay.
After that grand performance inside Jamaica. So we caught up with Shatta Wale exclusively on Joy News, and he's been telling us all about the experience out there in Jamaica.
It's been beautiful. You know, this is like a dream come true for Shatta Movement fans because, you know, everybody knew Shatta Wale from day one doing dancehall, and, you know, for me to get to, you know, the level of, you know, Vibes Cartel and, you know, perform with him was the dream. So I think it's a good feeling.
How is that important to you, and how do you think that this particular collaboration on stage will impact your career moving forward?
Well, for Vibes Cartel, to endorse somebody like Shatta Wale, is like Shatta winning a Grammy. You understand me? Because that's a global icon there. You know, Vibes is, you know, an artist that everybody loves in the world, and he's one of the greatest. So I'll say, for me to get to that level, to perform with him, it's like the greatest achievement I ever won. Because I was coming from America. This is my first time in JFK that I saw Jamaicans taking pictures of me. Like, I've never gotten that reception before. And, you know, even from other places in Miami that I was, people were recognizing, you know, whatever. So I think it's one of the greatest feelings. It's like Grammy for me, bro.
Yeah, performing together with Vibes Cartel is like winning a Grammy for Shatta Wale. He's also been telling us about Black City. Black City is Stoneboy's former manager. Yeah. His contribution to his performance at or inside Jamaica.
Well, his contribution is just like Joy News also coming here to come and interview me. So that is what Black City just did. You know, I don't have any problem with anybody. Like I always say, Black City, you know, manages like Stoneboy, you know, formerly, but I don't have any problem with, you know, Stoneboy. I don't have any problem with Black City. You know, anywhere I am and anybody from the media, from the industry, as, you know, you guys call it, who want to support, I'm ever ready. You know, the painting of Shatta Wale not being able to work with everybody is getting too much because I'm making too much money that I can't even think about hating again. You know, so Black City, shout out to Black City, he's done well. You know, nobody should tag him like, you know, Black City is managing Shatta Wale. Sammy Flex is still my manager. You know, as you can see, I have my dad here, Original One Don, who is always supportive. Like, he's always, you know, in my business and trying to make sure, you know, this whole Jamaica trip, he was part of the people that had to support me to also go there. So people shouldn't tag Black City. He supported, like the way Joy News also is supporting me here right now.
Interesting then.
Yeah.
I love the outfit, actually.
Yeah, he was well celebrated when he came back. The entire SM fans thronged the airport so that they can welcome their boss, Shatta Wale.
The president of the
SM family. Yeah.
Nice one. Well,
where do you belong?
Oh, Stoneboy, of course.
Okay,
yes,
so you belong to Stoneboy.
Yeah. You asking?
Yeah, I'm just asking where you belong. You belong to Stoneboy.
Yeah, actually.
I'm not too sure I belong to any of the camps.
Oh, I see.
I belong to Jesus. Praise the Lord.
Oh, amen. All right, so that's all we have time for here on Joy News Prime. You can log on to our website, myjoyonline.com, for more stories. Thank you so much for watching. Have a great evening.